In the last 30 days, my Amazon FBA business did over $100,000 in sales. And if you guys don't believe me, we're gonna dive into my screen and I'm gonna show you guys proof. But first, in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys the exact step-by-step strategy on how to find winning products and break down what you should and shouldn't sell on Amazon. If you get this part wrong, you will fail. Let's get into it. What's up, champs? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Trevin Peterson. I'm a full-time seven-figure Amazon seller. And the first thing that I wanna do is prove to you guys that my Amazon FBA business did over $100,000 in the last 30 days, just to give me a little bit of credibility and let you know that what I teach is what I implement in my own Amazon FBA business. So we're gonna come over here and dive into my first Amazon account. And as you guys can see, I've done just over $58,000 on this account. And on my second account, I did just over $44,000 in the last 30 days. So what I'm about to teach you in today's video absolutely works. And I'm just showed you guys proof, and I can't put enough stress and emphasis on this topic of product research. If you do this wrong, like I said, you will fail, period. So what we're gonna do is first talk about what you should not sell on Amazon. And if you guys enjoy, if you guys like the video, please do me a favor, subscribe and drop a comment. Your guys' support means the world. And let's come over here and let's talk about what you should not sell on Amazon. So the first thing that is super important is cheap products. Okay, so if you are selling a product that's $7, $8 and it's cheap and it's flimsy, what that's going to do is, number one, it's going to lead to bad reviews. If you have a cheap, flimsy product that doesn't perform well, you're gonna get bad reviews, and as soon as you have bad reviews, your listing is going to tank and it's going to get destroyed. The second thing is, if it's super cheap, what that means is it's going to invite a lot of competition, because the barrier to entry is a lot lower. Because if you think about it, if you're selling a product for $10, you can get each unit for, let's say, 75 cents, $1 or $2. And if you order, let's say 200 units, well, that's only a couple $100s to start up. So the barrier to entry is super low. And what that creates is a lot of competition selling these cheap products that just end up in price tanking wars, and it's just a race to the bottom really quick. So that is the reasons that you don't want to sell cheap products. And the third reason that I forgot to mention is PPC. When it comes to marketing your product, you pay what's called pay-per-click advertising. And every time somebody clicks on your listing, you're going to get charged. So if you, let's say, are running PPC advertising on a cheap $8 product, each click costs you $1. Well, that results in basically all your profits after you get 2 or 3 clicks, and boom, you're not profitable. So looking to sell cheap products is not the way to go. So that's the first thing. The second thing is competitive products. We talk about this and we've heard it time and time and time again. We got to sell products that are low competition. But what does that actually mean? And I'm going to break that down in today's video. We're not going to dive into it too much right now, but note, do not sell competitive products. The third thing is, do not sell seasonal and trendy products. I see so many new Amazon sellers make this mistake, and they find a product, they come across it, and it looks like it's just amazing. But then when they actually launch it, the season is already passed and there's no demand, and they're like, well, where's my sales? What's happening? And then they just get stuck with a bunch of seasonal inventory, and then it's hard to sell, and then it gets stuck in Amazon, and then you get long-term storage fees, and it's just a disaster. So make sure you do not sell seasonal or trendy products. Fourth thing is, do not sell restricted or patented products. I've done this before. I've sold products that are in a restricted category, and Amazon basically says, hey, you can't sell this. And I've sold products that have patents on it, and then basically you order this inventory and you go to try to sell it, and then you can't. Okay, so those are just super important. And that alone, right there, in the 5 minutes that I just talked to you, not even 5 minutes, about what not to sell, just doing those things will save you literally tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, so thank me, and you can do that by subscribing to the channel. So that is what you should not sell. Now we're gonna talk about what you should sell, and I'm gonna be breaking down step-by-step strategies on how we can actually find these particular products, all right? So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna be talking about what you should sell on Amazon. And the first thing is, might sound super obvious, but you'd be shocked at how many Amazon sellers make this mistake, and that is profit margins. So many sellers have no idea what their profit is. They don't know their FBA fees, they don't know their landed cost, and they don't understand anything. And if you guys are like, well, what's landed cost? Well, that means how much does it cost to get your product landed at Amazon? So that includes fees, duties, taxes, product costs, shipping costs, everything added up. What is your landed cost? Once you know that, then you can actually do the math and you know, okay, well, if I sell it for this much, my Amazon FBA fees are this much, and my costs are this much, what is my profit margin? And you can calculate that, and your profit margin should be in the range of that 30% plus. Now, there are some products that might be a little bit lower, but if you are not at minimum of 30% with your landed costs and FBA fees taken into account, then that's not the product that you want to sell. We're in the business to make money, and if you're not profitable, that's just not going to work. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing that we're going to look for when it comes to selling a product on Amazon is premium products. What this is going to do is it's going to do the opposite of selling cheap products. The barrier to entry is a little bit higher, so the competition isn't as brutal. Then you've got the pricing where it's a little bit higher, so I like to sell a little bit higher ticket items. $25, $30 plus would be great, because what that allows you to do is manage profit margins better and manage PPC a lot better, and it just becomes a whole lot more profitable. My most profitable items are items that are over $30, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. So look to sell premium products, and what that will do is if you have a premium product, customers aren't just buying it based on price. They care about what the product actually is, which that leads into the third thing that you should sell. And I promise we're going to get into hands-on strategies to show you guys how to find these products, but it's so important to build that foundation and understand what you should and shouldn't sell. So the third thing is it solves a problem. This is so important, and this is something that not a lot of people talk about. And if you can accomplish this, if you can solve a problem, that's where you're gonna get paid. There's a good saying that say dollars follow value. So the more value you can bring, the more problems you can solve, the more money you will make. So if you can find a product that's premium, and let's say it sells for $50, and you solve somebody's problem or you make somebody's life better, that's going to result in a number of things. It's going to result in more money in your pocket, a better customer experience, which leads to more reviews, which means more credibility, which means more sales, and it's just that domino effect. So if you can find a product and you can figure out, okay, this product is okay, but how can I make it better, and how can I solve this problem that this customer is having? So what you can do is you can actually read customers' reviews on Amazon and see, okay, they're struggling with this, or it's not big enough, or they don't have this color, or they don't have this size, or whatever the case is. And if you can solve that and then clearly advertise that, that's where you can start really, really crushing the game of Amazon. So that's the third thing, is you need to solve a problem. And the fourth thing that I'm looking at is trying to find a product where there is low brand dominance. So let me give you an example. If you're selling, let's say, soccer balls, and you've got Adidas, Nike, and Puma, and you're trying to compete against those top soccer ball brands, that's going to be very difficult for you to compete, and competing against these main brands that are so dominant. And so what you need to do is you need to find a category where there's not just one brand that's doing, let's say, $100,000 of sales, and then the others are doing, let's say, a couple thousand. You need to find a category, a product, a niche where it's spread out. It's not just brand dominant, and not one brand is just dominating the entire industry. So if you can do that, that's going to set yourself up for success. Now let's dive into the fifth thing that we should look to sell on Amazon, and it has to do with keywords. This is something that is extremely important, and if you're an Amazon seller, you need to understand this concept, period. Amazon is a search engine just like Google. I say this all the time, but when you go to Google or you go to Amazon, think about it from the customer standpoint. You go and you search for something specific. And what's cool is there are dozens of ways to describe certain products. So you take a product, let's just say we've got this iPhone case. You could describe that iPhone case in a number of ways. It could be a slim iPhone case. It could be a green iPhone case. It could be a wallet phone case. It could be a waterproof iPhone case. It could be an iPhone case for men, iPhone case for women, whatever the case is. So there's a lot of different ways to describe that particular product. And so one thing that I'm looking for that basically makes a good product is if there are multiple keywords that describe a product. So if you can take your product and there's, let's say, 10, 20, 30, 100 different ways to describe that product, that's amazing. Because what that allows you to do is get ranked for your product on multiple keywords to that first page. If you can be on the top of page 1 for all these keywords, that's where you just start raking in the cells. So you got to find a product that has more than a couple keywords that describes it. Now, for the most part, that's the case, but there are certain products where there's only like 1 or 2 words that describe it. And that becomes more difficult because then competition comes in, and then there's not that low-hanging fruit that we call like the keywords that are low-hanging fruit to target in our PPC campaigns to launch the product. And then it just becomes a little bit more competitive. So if you can find a product that has a ton of keywords that describe it, that's going to be a winner. Now, the 6th thing that we're going to be looking at is the price disparity. And what I mean by this is if you go to Amazon, and I'll show you guys an example. So if we come over here and we search for the product tongue scraper, and if we scroll down, you'll see that this seller sells for $9.99. This one's for $7.62, $12.99, $6.99, $7. So you can see that literally on that first page, there's prices from $7 to $13. So you've got basically a $6 price disparity, and that's not good. That is terrible. And so what I like to look for is if you can find a product where if you go to the first page and you can see a product that sells for $20, and then you see it basically the same exact product selling for $100, and you have that price disparity between $20, $30, $40, $50, $100, that is amazing, because what that means is you're not competing solely on price. And when I look at this, I'm basically, for a tongue scraper, like, I don't really care. Like, all of them look like pretty much the same, and I'm gonna buy it based on basically the price and reviews. And I'm gonna be like, oh, well, this one is the cheapest, so I'm gonna buy this product. And we don't want to get in the situation where we're relying and hoping that customers are gonna buy our product just based on price point. The 7th thing to look at for what we should sell on Amazon is the product giftable. What I mean by this is if you can have a product that is easy to gift, whether it's for Christmas, whether it's for a birthday, whether it's for Mother's Day, Father's Day, or if it's just a good product to buy for yourself, like it can be universal, that's going to be great, because when it comes Q4, when it comes to those holidays, when it comes Easter, Valentine's Day, these different events, that product is going to really pick up some momentum, and a lot of people are going to be buying it because they're buying it for somebody else. So giftable items are fantastic, and that's not like an absolute must, but it's something that can bring in quite a bit of sales during those specific holidays. Now, diving into the last thing that I'm looking at of what you should sell is the obvious. We hear it over and over and over, and that is a product with high demand and low competition. So those are kind of the breaks down, and I'm going to break down the high demand and low competition. But now that you guys understand what you shouldn't sell and what you should sell, kind of the criterias, we're going to dive into my screen, and I'm going to show you guys some strategies on how we can actually find products that fit those criterias. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to go to a tool called Helium 10 Black Box. I'll put the link down below. You guys can actually get 20% off for 6 months. It's an incredible savings. You guys can click the link, sign up, and you will be blown away at how cool this tool is, because what I just talked about what you should and shouldn't sell, you can go in and enter in these filters to find the perfect product that fits those criteria. So we're going to come over here, and you'll go to tools, you'll click on Black Box, and then there's different tools inside of Black Box, such as products, keywords, competitor, niche, product targeting. We're just going to stick to the products tab. And what we're going to do is you'll see the category. So the first thing is we want to sell in category that's not restricted. That was one of the criterias, is we don't want to sell in anything that's gated, restricted, or going to cause problems. So for me, baby products can cause you problems. CDs and vinyl is going to cause you problems. Electronics, there's going to be certain electronics with batteries that's going to cause you problems. So if you come over here and we just like, hey, patio, lawn, and garden, I know that's an open category. I want to sell in this. Now, I want to be very, very clear. I do not want you guys to follow the same exact filters. I'm just giving you a general rule of thumb. So if everybody was to go and do patio and lawn, well, we're going to maybe find similar products. So what you can do is you can go try other categories that are open. So home and kitchen, we've got industrial and scientific have some good ones, kitchen and dining, we've got office products, we've got pet supplies, we've got sports and outdoors, we've got tools and home improvement. So there's a bunch of other categories. So this particular example, I'm just going to do patio, lawn, and garden. Then from there, we're going to do review count. This is where you can kind of narrow down the competition, and you can basically make sure that you're not competing against these top dogs that have tens of thousands of reviews. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to start my search at 300 reviews. Just make it so that I don't have any crazy competitors that have tens of thousands. So I'm going to basically filter that out. And then we're going to come over here to the cells and go to price price. And this is where we don't want to sell cheap $8, $10 products. We're going to come over here and we'll just say a minimum of $20 to, let's just say $40 for this example. And I'm actually going to go a little bit higher and we'll say 25 to 40. And actually I'm going to even go even higher. I'm going to go 25 to 60. And again, this kind of depends on your budget. Bigger budget you have, the more expensive product you could go out there and sell. From there, you're going to go to monthly revenue. This is obviously going to help us find products that have high demand. And so you're going to come over here and I'm going to do at least a product that is doing $5,000 per month. If product is not doing $5,000 per month, then it's not crazy in demand and it might not be something worth my while. But on the flip side, there could still be great opportunity on a product that's doing like, let's say $1,500 to $3,000. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm just giving you guys the example. So we'll say 5,000 and we'll say max 20,000. I don't really want to go after some crazy product that is doing $30,000, $40,000 per month. And this is where new Amazon sellers just make this mistake and they think that, oh, I want to sell a product that's doing $30K a month. But if you realistically want to sell a product that's doing $30,000 a month, you're going to have a massive budget, because in order to meet that $30,000 per month, you're going to be having to spend a lot on marketing. You're going to have to spend a ton on inventory. You're going to have to buy 3 months of inventory, and that's going to cost a ton of money. So what you can do is you can kind of tailor it to what your specific situation is, and that's kind of how you reverse engineer the equation. So 5,000 to 20,000 is kind of that good monthly revenue range. And then we'll come over here, and this is just like a little bonus tip, is the number of images. This is something that you can find sellers that don't understand what they're doing on Amazon. So maybe they only have a couple images on their listing, and that's a good sign of low-hanging fruit, an opportunity for you to come in and improve your product and destroy your competition because they only have a couple images. So this is basically weeding out some of the top sellers, and you're trying to find sellers that don't really know what they're doing. So I want to say sellers that have max of 4 images, and if they only have 4 images, they're clueless of what they're doing on Amazon. So right there is just kind of a general overview of some filters that you can kind of go in, and then I'm going to hit search. And one thing that I do want to share with you guys first is the listing age in months. And this is going to help us find products that are not super trendy, that aren't just fads, that aren't seasonal. And you want to have the listing age at least 8 months plus. And what this is going to do is it's going to help you find products that are not just kind of that fad trendy product, or products that are just coming to market that are going to get super competitive. We want to find one that has historical data so that we can make the best educated decision. So we'll come over here and we'll put the listing age as the minimum of 8 months, and then we'll come over here and hit search. And just like this, they're going to go in and they're going to find a ton of products that fit this specific criteria. And as you can see, there are over 500 items that fit that criteria that we just picked. Now what we're going to do is we're going to scroll through and we're going to be able to find something that is like, hey, this could have potential, or oh, this looks interesting. And so right here, this first one, this metal plant stand, as you can see, it sells for $40. The monthly sales $207. They're doing $8,000 a month, and they don't have a ton of reviews. And as you can see, they've got 4.6 review rating. So it's pretty good reviews, and what I like to look at is for bad reviews. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this little button, and it's going to categorize it from bad reviews to good reviews. And what this is going to do is I'm going to find a product opportunity where if they've got 4.1 stars, 4.3 stars, that means that there's something that I can do to improve it. So right here, as you can see, I'm not even sure what this product is, but it's a sunshade. And so I'm going to click on this and see what it's about on Amazon. And they don't have the best of reviews. And the images, honestly, are photoshopped and they don't look that great. And so I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is a canopy shade, and they've got 300 reviews. They're selling it for a pretty good price point, and they have bad reviews. So what I can do is I can take this product and I can be like, okay, well, there's definitely ways to improve it because there are 12% of people leaving 1-star reviews. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to go find a manufacturer that can solve those problems. And just like that, I have a potential winning product. So literally in a matter of seconds, I came across a product, and all of these, there's different colors, like they're doing pretty well. Like they're doing 5K per month on this particular sunshade. and I could go in and see if I could improve it. As you guys saw, my Amazon FBA business does over $100,000 a month, and this is exactly what I do inside my business. And I hope you guys implement what I just taught you and take action. And if you guys need additional help, you guys want more support, you guys want me to hold your hand through the entire Amazon FBA process, go to the links down below. I have a free training. I have a free consultation that you guys can schedule a call with me and my team, and we'll break down how we can help you and where we can guarantee you results inside your Amazon FBA business. So click the links down below, go and take action, get Helium 10. Again, I'll put the links down below. I appreciate you guys watching. I know this video was a little lengthy, but it is so important to understand what you should and shouldn't sell on Amazon, because if you do this wrong, you will fail your business, period. And I hope that this helps you avoid silly, stupid mistakes that'll cost you literally tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed, like the video, subscribe, drop a comment, and we'll see you in the next video.